This month of June, we're kind of celebrating 5 years being together as a church family, a blended family, if you will. And we want to give each Sunday an opportunity, if anyone has a testimony or something you'd like to share concerning the merge or what God has done for you over the last 5 years, we'd like to give you opportunity for that. And we have someone that I'm going to call up right now, Joanne Tarnowski. If you would come, Joanne, at this time. Joanne's been with us about 2.5 or 3 years. She went through a medical situation where it was terrible. She had a stroke, various things going on. And it was through that medical problems that she went through for many months. Her neighbor, Doreen, reached out to her and said, "You need to come to my church." And so Joanne started coming, and her health issues got worse, and she ended up back in the hospital. And at that time, the doctors tried a 6-hour procedure on her that failed. It was a botched surgery. And they couldn't do anything with her heart, and they brought in a specialist from Ann Arbor who was able to do some things. But in the meantime, Joanne actually died. One day I was up to see her one day, and the next day she had this experience that she's going to share with us because it's very powerful and very touching. And Joanne, would you share with us now?
I was in the hospital. They did the procedure. They tried everything. They couldn't help me. They told me I was dying. They wanted to operate, and with blood pressure out of sight, I said no. They were mad. They left. They slammed the door shut, unhooked all the monitors, and all the lights off. I was in the dark. I lay there thinking, I'm dying. I started talking to God, and believe you me, I laid out my soul to that man. 15, 20 minutes or more. I shut my eyes, and I thought I was in such pain, I couldn't even move. It was like I was on fire. And when I was laying there, somebody touched my shoulder lightly, and I reached around. Nobody was there. Then when I opened my eyes, all of a sudden, this beautiful blue sky was shining, and it sparkled and twinkled. And I was like floating on a cloud, and the breeze was blowing, and the birds were singing, and it was kind of carrying me up slowly. And this magnificent feeling, the pain was gone. This feeling that went through me was something I have never experienced in my life and probably never will. And all my troubles were gone. It was just like all of a sudden I was free, and I'm floating slowly up, and as I'm floating, 2 white lines was coming down from the top of the sky, and this breeze was guiding me to these white lines. So I was just clearing nicely the trees when I was at the base of these lines, when all of a sudden I heard this wham! And the next minute I was back in the bed. What had happened was the doctor came in, and he was so upset, he slammed the door into the wall, and it was like a firecracker going off. Boy, was I disappointed. So he came in, and he drug all these nurses in. They took all my vitals, and at the end of taking them, everything on my body was normal. Absolutely normal. I'm not done. The 2 doctors stood at the end of the bed, and the young one said, "I wonder what medicine we used that brought her back. My God, she didn't have a chance." The old doctor looked at him, and he was retired, had been a heart specialist for over 50 years. He said, "What you just witnessed was God's miracle." He said, "He brought her back, and she's not ready, wasn't ready to go. There's something more in her life that she has to take care of." Don't ever be afraid when your time comes. It was the most magnificent experience you will ever feel, and nothing on earth can compare. I talk to God every morning and thank him, and I talk to him every night. And when I have a problem, I talk to him too, because he was there for me. And I want to thank the women here in church, because just before I closed my eyes, I checked my phone, and everybody in the church was praying for me. So between Doreen and you praying and God, I'm here, and I'm normal for the first time in 2.5 years.